Hey folks, Andrew here. So, about 5 years ago, I made a video called Games I Own But Have Not Played. And I showed off about, I think it was 14 titles that I owned and had sitting on my shelf, but had not yet played. So I thought it would be fun to revisit that topic. Hello, cars driving down a no-outlet residential street every time I try to record a video. Arg. It might not be that audible to you, but it's audible to me, and it's really irritating. Like, as I just said, I live in an apartment on a residential street with no outlet. The main street's over there. There's nothing that way. About half a mile down there, it cul-de-sacs. There's nothing down there. But every time I try to make a video, cars just all the time. Where are you going? Anyway. So I thought it would be fun to revisit the topic of games I own but have not yet played and see after 5 years if it's gotten any better. It's not gotten any better. If you've seen the title card for this video, it's not better. But those 14 games, I did actually play almost all of them. The only ones I still haven't played, Baten Kaitos Origins, which is the prequel to Baten Kaitos, which I still have yet to finish, which is why I haven't played this yet. And it's an RPG. It's a the combat mechanics are based on cards, so you build a deck of attacks and defense, and each one has a number, and you play suits and runs and pairs and things like that. So if you play 3 attacks that are all of an 8 value, that's 3 of a kind, and it increases your attack. Same thing with defense. Or if you get 3 attack cards that are numbered 1, 2, and 3, that's a straight, and so on and so forth. It's really a lot of fun, and I hope I play this someday, because I've been playing Baten Kaitos for probably 15 years now, and I still have not completed it. I should get on that. The other one from the original video that I have not yet played is Zelda Link Between Worlds. And the reason is because I think I should play what's the SNES game? Link to the Past first, which I do own, and I have started, I just didn't finish. And I want to do that before I play this. I kind of didn't like A Link to the Past when I first played it. Actually, it's not that I didn't like it, I just got kind of frustrated with it, because I got to the first dungeon, which is within the first hour or two of the game, and I got to the boss, and died, and then got my butt kicked out of the dungeon. And you have to walk all the way back through the dungeon to the boss, and I got really annoyed with that, and that's why I stopped playing. But not a bad game, I just got annoyed with it, so I'll go back to that at some point. So those are the oldest games I have that I've not yet played. So let's move on to funny story. I wasn't planning on making this video this afternoon, but I was thinking, I'm going to play one of my new games, and I'm browsing my shelf of unplayed games, and I selected one, and I put it in my console, and it said, well, it still says, installing updates, and still got another 19 minutes. When I first started, it was 95 minutes, so like, I guess I'll just do something else for a while, shall I? So I called my sister and did something, and then said, hey, I should make this video. And I'll tell you which game that was when I get to it. So for the Switch, the only game I have for the Switch that I have not yet played is Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, which I'm really excited to try. Even though I don't particularly care for the Switch as a console or a piece of hardware, it does have a couple games that I really want to play, and this is one of them. Mario Odyssey is the other, and I really liked it. Breath of the Wild is another, and it's fine when I'm playing it, but I just, it's a game I just cannot work up the initiative to start playing. I played it for the charity marathon, and I had a fine time with it, but I haven't really played it since. It's just if you've seen my bad Breath of the Wild videos, that explains some of the issues I have with the title. But overall, pretty good game. I just it's a game that has enough small niggling issues that every time I think, should I play Breath of the Wild, I think of all those small problems I have with the game. I'm like, I don't wanna. But anyway, XCOM with Mario and the Rabbids. This looks fun. I'm excited to start playing it. Now, so I did that, the games I own but haven't played video about 5 years ago. The Christmas following that video, my sister bought me a PlayStation 3. And so, I have started collecting PS3 games. Having a PS, I've always been a Nintendo guy, and finally having a Sony console just broadened my gaming horizons, allowed me to check out games that I had always wanted to play but never really had the opportunity to. I think the first thing I played was Valkyria Chronicles, which I really, really liked. And played the new Tomb Raider and the first two Uncharted's, and been having a great time with it. And so I have a small stack of other PS3 games that I've picked up. And I'll grab these two, Dead Space 1 and 2. I played Dead Space rail shooter, Extraction, Exfoliation, whatever. It's on the Wii. It's actually Extraction. Extraction, yeah, Dead Space Extraction. It's actually part of Dead Space 2. I've played it on the Wii, and I thought it was pretty darn good. So I like horror. I'm looking forward to Dead Space 1 and 2. This one's interesting. This is a 2-pack of Eco, I'll just call it Ico, and Shadow of Colossus. Shadow of the Colossus. I played Ico, and it sucks. It's aesthetically really, really interesting. I like the look of it, but it's not fun to play. In fact, it's really a drag to play. You have a stick, and you have one swing with it. Which would be fine if combat wasn't like a big part of the game, but it kind of is. You enter a room, you smack all the shadow demons away, and then you figure out how to get out of the room. I like so much about the game, it's just not fun to play, and so I stopped. I might go back at some point to just try to muscle my way through it, because it's such a touchstone of gaming history. You almost feel like you have to, right? You don't have to, but I feel I should. Shadow of Colossus, of course, is one of the big ones that a lot of people cite as a formative game of their youth, depending on their age. I think the boss fights look fun, but I think the game itself looks dull as hell, because I haven't played it, but from what I understand, there's boss fights, and in between the boss fights, there's nothing. There's just walking or riding your horse to the next boss fight. There's no platforming. It's just hold up your sword, follow the beam of light to the next Colossus. I think there are like lizards you can collect too, but I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying it sounds boring. And one of the things that excites me most about Shadow of the Colossus is finding out how this game is not boring as hell between the Colossus fights. So, something I'm looking forward to there. Metal Gear Rising. Is it Metal Gear Solid Rising? No, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, because that's a word. When you get vengeance again, you're revenging. You see, this game looks dumb as hell, but it also looks like a ton of fun. I have since played Metal Gear Solid 5. Helped write the IGN's guide on that, in fact, and really enjoyed that game when it shut the hell up and let you play. Metal Gear Solid games have always been games that, to me, the story gets in the way of the game. Every time a cutscene starts, I'm like, stop it, I don't care. Yeah, but anyway, this looks fun. Red Dead Redemption. I've always been interested in trying this. Pulled this one out of a bargain bin for like $5 or something. Cowboys are cool. I like Gun from Activision. That was a great Western, and I'm sure this is great too. Interestingly, Red Dead Redemption 2 does not appeal to me. I don't think it looks very fun. I think it's pretty, but I don't think it looks really tedious and clunky to play. So Red Dead 2 has not been on my to get list. Next, Uncharted 3. Is there anything in here? Yeah, there is. Just light. Uncharted 3. I played 1, and I was really surprised that it got a sequel because Uncharted 1 is kind of bad. I mean, it does a lot of things well, but overall as a gaming experience, it's just a slog, an annoying slog to play through. It doesn't control very well. Anytime you're fighting just waves of the enemies is annoying and not fun, and that's half the game. So I played it and was genuinely surprised that that game got a sequel. Because it's not like other games like Tomb Raider. Oh, hey, game's available. There it goes. Let me make sure it's not like auto-starting. So, okay, it's fine. We already had Tomb Raider and other games in that venue, so it's not like it was really doing anything unique that required it to get a sequel. But Uncharted 2 I thought was genuinely very good and fixed almost all of the problems I had with the first game. Arguably overstays its welcome a little bit. I was ready for Uncharted 2 to be over maybe an hour before it was, but other than that, quite good. So looking forward to Uncharted 3. Vanquish. Yeah. This looks fun. I've heard a lot of great things about this. I've heard it's fun. So I have really nothing to say about it. This is the one where you slide on your knees. You have like jetpack boots, but you use them to knee skid around the arena and shoot at robots and stuff. Might be a little on the gray side as far as color palette goes, but we'll see. Looks fun, and I think this is what's a platinum. Let me check. Yeah, this is a platinum game, and they are mechanically solid game company. So I have no doubt that this is a ton of fun to play. Last PS3 game, Zone of the Enders HD Collection, which has a demo of Metal Gear Rising. Maybe I should play this first. Is this 2 games? 1 game? I don't know. I think someone gifted this. One of you fine folks, I think, gifted this to me. So thank you very much. I know this is Mark Ryan at IGN's one of his favorite series, so I've got his recommendation. Oh, yeah. My sister bought me the PS3, as I said, and the version she bought me was the small, like the 12 gig, the really small one, and it came with Disney Infinity uh, 2.0, the Marvel Heroes one. I never got around to playing it because it looks utterly bunk. This game looks terrible. I should probably just bite the bullet and give it an hour just to try it, but this is one of those games I just flat out don't want to play. I don't know. I've never even opened the box. I just don't want to. I've written several of the IGN guides for the Sky for several of the Skylanders games, and they're okay. But I really hate the toys to life mechanic. It's just really irritating. I don't like. Okay, now I have to kind of pause the game and go fish out a toy and put it on the pedestal of power. I hate that. I mean, I like the Lego games, or at least I used to like them when they sold one complete game. Hey, Traveler's Tales, have you noticed how I used to buy all the Lego games and now I never do anymore? You know why? It's because of season passes and all that crap. I'm not having any of that, so yeah, I'm good. Yeah, you lost a bunch of sales there. Or yeah, I think Star Wars Force Awakens was the last one I bought because there was a gold edition or something of it that included all of the season pass DLC. Yeah, this game looks crap. From what I hear, it is crap. This may, if I keep doing this series of games I own that haven't played, this may be forever on that list. So. Be prepared for that, I guess. All right, so in 2017, when we learned what the Nintendo NX was, we learned it was the Switch, and we learned that it was primarily a portable system, a powerful portable system, and one you could hook up to your TV. I bought a PlayStation 4. That's not true. I actually bought the PlayStation 4 mainly for the Yakuza series, because I love those games. They are fantastic. One of my favorite series. But I always thought it was... So I had made a video. It's like, oh, I hate Nintendo now. Now I'm going to buy a PS4. There's a whole video. I think it's like Fanboy's Extreme Reaction to Nintendo Switch or something like that. I'll link it somewhere if you want to watch it. I thought it turned out all right. But I also have a collection of PS4 games to play through, and I have played through several of them, including Yakuza 6 and Yakuza 0 and Kiwami 2 and Fist of the North Star, and looking forward to Judgment, which comes out in June, I think, and some other stuff too. But I also have some stuff I haven't played yet, like Doom, which looks like a ton of fun. What can you say about that? Looks fun. Dragon Quest XI, Dragon Quest being my favorite RPG series. That's right, I like it better than Final Fantasy. I'm kind of... I probably would have started this one already, but I'm kind of holding off to see if they're going to make the content that, so far as we know, is exclusive to the Switch version of this, if it's going to be available for the PS4. Because I'm the kind of gamer who, once I finish a game, I rarely ever go back to it. So if they're going to have the extra music tracks or voice acting or the side stories, if they're going to have that available, I want that at the time I play the game, because I'm probably never going to pull it back off the shelf. So, but yeah, I was really... I didn't care for Dragon Quest IX, which was on the DS, and I didn't care for it mainly because it was on the DS, and I put 30 hours into the game. I liked it. I never finished it because every single one of those 30 hours, I was thinking, boy, if only I could just play this on the TV. I just don't want to play this on a handheld. Also, it did kind of an MMO thing where your character was just a no-name character with no personality, and so were all of the people. You just kind of recruited peoples of certain classes rather than actual characters, which kind of takes the fun out of it to me. The characters are part of the charm of the Dragon Quest series for me. So this and 10 was actually an MMO, which I had absolutely zero interest in. But 11 is what it looks like is a return to form. Even though it appears to do the Dragon Quest 8 thing, where the main hero is a cipher for the player. I don't care for that. I prefer it when you actually have when the character you're playing is actually a character. I don't need the character I'm playing in a role-playing game to be me, because I'm role-playing, you see. But anyway, very excited to try that out. God of War. I've not played any of the God of War games. I probably should. They look fun. I picked this up mainly because it was $17, you know, and I hear it's really good. It's certainly pretty. So, who doesn't want to listen to Kratos try and fail over and over to remember what the hell his son's name is? You know, he's like, "Hey, boy, you know, go get some firewood, Jeremy Franklin Stewart, boy. Hey, boy. I'm just calling you boy. Boy." So, that's probably a really done joke. Horizon Zero Dawn, complete edition. One of the things you'll start noticing is Doom. You can see all the season pass content is in here. This is the complete edition of Horizon. The next one is also the next thing you'll start seeing definitive edition and all that. I wait until you sell me the entire game. I don't do this DLC crap. So, I mean, you know, if you announce DLC later, after I've bought the game, okay, hey, fair enough. But if you announce the DLC like 6 months before the game even comes out, my reaction is, oh, okay, fair enough. I'm not buying it at launch. I have a lot of stuff to play. I have a lot of stuff to keep myself occupied in the meantime, so I'll just wait until you release the inevitable Game of the Year edition, or complete edition, or definitive edition, or whatever edition. I am happy to wait. And so instead of paying $60 for Horizon Zero Dawn, which is a dumb name, but whatever, the game looks good, and then another 20 or 30 or whatever the DLC content costs, I bought this for like $20 or $30, $20 or $30 for all of it, the whole thing. I only had to wait a year and a half. That's fine. I had plenty to keep myself occupied in the meantime. This is the game I was going to play this afternoon. I just finished Murdered Soul Suspect, which I liked, but you get to possess a kitty, and there's a dedicated meow button, so it's pretty good. Great foundation for a game. Execution isn't quite there. It's one of those games that you wish they'd do a sequel because the foundation is there, and if they could only nail the execution, you could have something genuinely exciting. But I was still in the mood for murder mystery type of stuff, so I thought, I think I'll play L.A. Noire. And you'll notice that this is the PS4 edition, which includes all of the downloadable content. This was originally a PS3 game, and they had a bunch of DLC cases, so this is the full edition of that game. So I was like, I think I'm in the mood for mystery-solvey stuff, so I threw this in, and it said, oh, by the way, we got to update to version 1.03, and that's going to be about 95 minutes, because it's 12 gigs of crap. So it's done downloading now, so I guess I'll play this as soon as I'm done recording this video. The adventure game aspects of this look solid. You know, the find clues and solve the case, but the whole driving and shooting stuff, that looks kind of clunky. that looks like stuff that probably shouldn't have been in the game. Kind of reminds me of Murdered Soul Suspect, where it's an adventure, mystery, find the clues, figure out what happened kind of game, but they interrupt it with Harry Potter Dementors floating around. You play a ghost in the game. You're a private eye and you die, so you solve the case as a ghost. And there are Dementors, or demons, but they're totally Dementors, that you have to stealth kill, and it sucks. And they should have just removed that from the game because it slows the whole damn thing down. I'm guessing it's the same way with like the driving and shooting and fighting sequences in this, but we'll see. Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition. So it comes with all the DLC and stuff. I'm an unabashed fan of Streets of LA and True Crime Streets of LA and True Crime New York City. I am hoping I'm getting those names right that I played on the GameCube. I love those games. You know, cop. You play a cop who kind of. So you wander around LA in one and New York in the other. They were very close to, at least the LA one exactly mirrored the LA street layouts, which made navigating really, really hard. Because the layout in LA sucks. I've always joked that if you're on the 5 freeway in LA and you miss your exit, just go somewhere else. Just go somewhere else. Because you missed your exit. Just go somewhere else. Because you're not going to work your way back. You're going to be late once you do. Anyway, Sleeping Dogs, kind of the spiritual successor of those. It takes place in probably Hong Kong or somewhere. So really excited to play this. I thought it looked really fun for a long time. So another one. Rise of the Tomb Raider 20-year celebration. So this is the Game of the Year edition of the Tomb Raider, of the second Tomb Raider game. They rebooted Tomb Raider and just called it Tomb Raider. This is the sequel to that, but I didn't get it right away because I knew there'd be a Game of the Year edition that collected all the DLC, and by gum, here it is, and it cost me $20. Only had to wait a year or so. But I love me my Tomb Raider. Although I did see a sequence where Lara's like tandem climbing up a ice wall, and she falls off and then slams against the side. So she died. That would totally kill you. I was watching the trailer. I'm like, oh, she's dead. She dies right at the beginning of the game. That's a pretty bold thing to show off in the trailer. Uncharted 4. This actually came with the PS4 that I purchased. So they're good. Two was a solid game, and I'm interested in checking out 3, and 4 I hear goes a little bit more open. So don't really need it to do that, but it should be interesting. Is my face still visible? Yeah. Uncharted Lost Legacy. More Uncharted, only starring some of the side characters. Her I know. She's in 2. Chloe, I think that's who it is. Yeah, Chloe. I remember when I first saw the trailer for this, and because we saw her with a head covering and like a hijab. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm probably not, and I apologize if I'm not. And the first time I saw that trailer, I was thinking, is it a new Tomb Raider game? And then she turns around, she shows her face, I'm like, okay, it's Tomb Raider. No, that's not Lara Croft, that's Chloe. I'm like, Chloe, who? And then I'm like, oh yeah, one of the gals in the second one. And this other woman here, Nadine, is I think in 4. I don't know. I don't recall her being in 1 or 2, so more Uncharted. Yeah, still going. Wolfenstein. You'll notice this is the reboot of Wolfenstein from 2015, whenever it was. But this is also the edition of the game that includes the DLC. So I waited until that was available. The game looks like a ton of fun. I'm also really excited for Wolfenstein 2, but again, waiting until the edition that comes with all of the DLC. Okay. Last one. Zero Time Dilemma. Actually interesting, in the last games I own but haven't played, Virtue's Last Reward was one of the games, which I've since played, and this is kind of a spiritual sequel to that trilogy of games, 999 and Virtue's Last Reward. Zero Time Dilemma. I like these games. I think they're fun. They're kind of puzzle room games, but with a lot of dialogue and story between puzzle rooms. But it's usually, long-winded though it may be, it's usually quirky enough to hold your interest. So that is all of the physical games that I own but have not yet played. I plan to. I honestly do. And I have an Amazon wish list full of games that I'm just waiting to hit an appropriate price. So I'm going to add to the collection. I also have... let me scoot over and run a list here. I have a lot of unplayed games on Steam and Good Old Games, and I have a couple on my 3DS and Wii U. I'm guessing, like off the top of my head, I don't remember what they are. Like, I can't think of if I have anything that's completely unplayed. I'll have to go check because I haven't made this list that you see scrolling past. But yeah, between Good Old Games and Steam and whatever I may have unplayed on my Wii U and DS, I think I have all the stuff, all the digital games on my PS3 and PS4 played. But yeah, I don't know what that comes out to, but that's probably over 200 games. Pretty much every time I see an offer for a free game on Steam, I'm like, yeah, okay, I have no interest in it. I'm never going to play. I don't like playing on PC. I'm a couch gamer. So consoles for me. So I will probably never play the vast majority of these. This might, as I said 5 years ago, that this may look like a horrible waste of money, but most of it is free. All of this probably adds up to less than $50 of me actually spending money, amazingly. So these are the games that I own that I haven't played. I hope you found that interesting. Now that LA Noire is done downloading, I am going to go play that. So let's see, where are we? There it is. There it is. All right, so we're taking that out of the pile. All right. Yeah. Making progress.